Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zach.
I'm Shane.
And we are back with Arcane. Season 1, Episode 8, evidently.
Yes, sir.
You were what happened last time?
We had Echo verse Powder at the end, or Jinx, or whatever she goes by now. It was emotional because it was showing, okay, they used to play fight as kids, now they're play fighting as adults.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah. And we had one of the best scenes in recent memory, at least this year, where a villain comes in and he has to remind his lackeys, hey, listen, I raised you from perdition. You were choking up on this shitty-ass air in the underworld. Now you're up here in the sunshine. You're complaining. All right, just know your place. It was awesome.
It was cool. Silco is a great villain.
And just
the battle, a lot of the shit with Vi and Kate, or Kat.
Kate.
Yeah. Okay. With Vi and Kate and with Jinx and Echo.
Yeah.
And all that history. It's great to see. I think it's a very well put together show.
You really feel their past and the years and the hardships.
You do.
Yeah.
And it's showing that the environment is what's producing people the way that they are.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the people still bear some responsibility, but the environment is very harsh on them.
No, it really is. So, when there's studies on people and their behavior, genetics is obviously huge, but environment is huge too. Like, a lot of people's choices, are heavily influenced by things that they didn't get to control or choose. Like the circumstances they were born into.
What the
parents they had.
They are existential circumstances.
Yeah.
And they impress on people a lot unless they have a household that recognizes that and can steer them against it.
Yeah, it's just I listened to quite a few podcasts on Soviet Russia, Nazi Germany, and if you were like an educated young person in Nazi Germany in the 40s, there's a good chance you would have been a Nazi. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Most people think they're on the outside looking in.
You said in the last episode you referenced a song by a acclaimed singer-actor. What's his name?
It was a song called Goddamn Road to Peace by Tom Waits. It's on Brawlers, Ballers, and Bastards. They're carrying on the fight of an old man. Like they're inheriting a war.
Yeah, I think that speaks really true to these characters.
Yeah.
And once again, Silco, his motivations, I understand, and I really love that villain. I have to say, he's great.
I love him too. He's very much the villain that I would want in a film.
Yeah,
like he's slick.
Yeah,
he knows how to intimidate in his own way.
Yeah,
because every villain is not like the Thanos, where like they're just overpowering, muscular monstrosity that can like just dominate every fight.
He's more of the thinker, kind of like Palpatine.
Exactly.
Although we know Palpatine can kick ass if he wants to. It's not his preferred.
But there's
method.
another force of power that he has.
Yeah.
He's like the Mr. Glass.
Yeah.
Kind of guy.
Yeah.
Where he can, his mind, it's like brains.
That's his most powerful thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I love this show, and we're going to jump in now.
Okay.
Kino says war is a failure of statecraft.
Your brother thinks he can talk his way out of anything. He fancies himself a fox among the wolves. But mark me, child. If you want to last in this world, you must learn to be both the fox and the wolf.
You'd give me a throne.
I will give you the world, child. If you prove you can take it.
That's a cool line. From Jackie Chan and his kids. He said, I'm not giving them any of my money. I'm giving it all to charity. He said, if they want any of my money, I have to prove that he can earn it.
What should we do with her?
She won't make trouble for us.
She's a symbol of the old regime. Kill her now. Only one must die. Let her live and you may need to kill thousands.
We can show the people we are merciful.
Jeez.
A wolf has no mercy.
Nice.
I get the sentiment. Like I do understand that.
Like her hair. And that painting.
No.
In this scenario, he's just like a bum that's just sleeping there on the side of the bed. Whoa.
It's gone. It was all for nothing.
I'd be afraid I'd trip on her fucking hair.
Yeah.
So long.
Shit. Shit.
God damn it! Pick her up.
Were him and Vi able to lock eyes? It looked like
They didn't look like they were in the same lighting.
well, it looked like the soldiers were in a way too.
The lighting was completely different. Like it showed the bridge or wherever they were.
Yeah.
And, like the fog and everything that happened, and like the soldiers out there.
Yeah.
And like where Vi was, it was very much well lit.
Yeah.
Well lit.
His conviction is not one of a warrior's, but he does have it. Just not a warrior's conviction.
Mm-hmm.
This is Vi. She's from the Undercity.
So I see. Have you ever worked?
Oh, come on.
In private.
Only that guy wears the pants.
Have to speak.
Her injuries are severe.
You think I can't see that?
I believe I can save her. But the process will be demanding. Sometimes death is a mercy.
She can take it.
And before
She won't die, Doctor. She can't.
I understand. Please understand this is for your sanity. I too once had a daughter.
I too once had a family, Danny. That's what I was thinking about.
You run the tight ship, don't you? Except it's not your ship. It's his. And Jinx's.
This is your plan?
Yeah, right?
Undermine Soko by making a half-ass play of my ego?
Well, Elora, you didn't have to come out to meet me.
What are you doing here, Mother?
Can I not visit? I've heard stories of Piltover's hospitality.
You didn't sail halfway across the continent to sample the local cuisine.
It's been over a decade now.
Since you banished me.
Such drama. I sent you here to oversee our family's interests and grow yourself, which you have.
You said, perhaps your sentimentality will be more at home with those soft-spined idealists overseas.
You have your father's memory.
Don't try to ingratiate yourself with me. I don't need your guidance.
We'll see.
Miss Medarda.
Yes?
Yes? I'm off to sample the local cuisine.
Alright.
It's weird. It's like a big strong woman that desires a soft little man.
Yeah.
I'd say no monster's gonna get you when I'm here. Then a real monster showed up, and I just ran away.
Shooting around with that shit.
You know, you're stronger than you think.
I'm so sorry, Powder. Your sister is Jinx. I understand this must be painful. I'm afraid it will only get worse.
It's designed for the fissures. Air is denser.
Oh, are you all right, lad?
Yeah, I'm fine. Are you Counselor Heimerdinger?
It's just Heimerdinger now.
Just went to the spa.
Bunch of soft-looking men.
What's your history at your academy, Mr. Tallis?
It's, Counselor Tallis. And I'm not sure.
Don't flash it around.
The Elorian general, Sonam Palak, used to find ways to meet his enemies blindfolded. He said a man's mind hides behind his body. Somehow I doubt he ever tried this.
You're Mel's mom.
Among other things. Squeeze, child. You won't break it.
I do have other matters, so if you'll excuse me.
The threat of the Undercity is real. Your leadership is impotent.
We may not be Noxus, but Piltover isn't as helpless as you think.
Who said anything about Piltover? The Council is the problem. The mind hiding behind the body. Navigating your current crisis requires expertise you lack.
What makes this the city of progress is that we keep trying until we get it right. So thank you for your advice, Mrs. Medarda. But I have a city to run.
Wait. I see why this province and my daughter have fallen for you. You have the passion of youth. I have experience. I want you to succeed here, Jace. To grace the world with Hextech. But if you don't accept certain realities, I fear you'll end up like General Parlek. Slaughtered with your eyes closed.
This is Vi. She was born in the Undercity. Even though we failed her in countless ways, she risked everything to show me what life was really like down there. People are starving.
What about these? Do you know who made them?
No. Well,
Her name is Jinx.
This Jinx has the gemstone. Then we have to go in by force.
That could trigger war.
there are good people down there.
Bad ones, too.
Even if we wanted to invade, they have Shimmer.
We have Hextech.
What happened to you?
We've been talking about talking for weeks now. They're still cleaning the blood off the bridge. When do we say enough is enough?
Jace, you don't know war. I do. It must be our last resort. There may be a diplomatic solution.
She's right.
Fuck off. She's right.
Oil and water. Wasn't meant to be.
You're just saying that.
Do yourself a favor, Cupcake. Go back to that big, shiny house of yours and just forget me, okay?
I'm about the use right now.
Dude, I need to watch Forrest Gump again.
Reminding more of Eldridge Palmer. Just the white.
Yeah. That was cool, though. Yeah. If I never ran in his life, you know?
Probably not.
Well, how could you say no to that? You're gonna die, and now you're running around without a cane. You know? Just don't be an evil. Son of a bitch.
It's the trade-off, isn't it?
Yeah.
Eldridge Palmer, you get the white, but you gotta do all these evil shit.
Yeah.
The same with this guy, probably.
Jesus, dude.
Just strips down, straight from the door.
Victor, I've been working on this for a year now.
Oh, no. You're gonna die?
Maybe she will.
I don't know, we've had enough characters that lost somebody, and now they're having these tragic losses that make them what they are. You really need a few characters like that, not everyone. Jesus fuck, really?
Equal exchange.
Yeah, I guess so.
You want to make Silco pay for what he's done?
I could have you arrested.
You guys really like to bandy that threat around.
Right?
You ever been to Stillwater?
I want to make Silco pay.
I want in.
There is no in. You heard the council.
Fuck the council. You said you were tired of doing nothing. That's the only sensible thing that came out of anyone's mouth tonight.
I'm not a vigilante.
No. You're a victim.
Their fates are so intertwined because of that first episode. It's crazy.
This so people notice you when you raise your hand in the boardroom?
Jesus, what are those things? That guy's not a soldier. He's badass, but he's not a soldier.
I think it's a big ass hammer for that guy to be swinging around.
So I heard that the magic property makes them lighter.
I'm sure it does. It always does.
Yeah. But in anime, there's no excuse. I mean, like Final Fantasy 7 or 8.
Well, yeah, Buster Swords and shit.
Yeah.
I get it.
You could say he was a soldier and that's stronger, but...
His genetic enhancements, though.
Yeah.
Like, that guy's just a guy.
Yeah.
Like, Cloud was subject to everything the soldier was put through.
Yeah.
To make them what they were. He's just some fucking guy. He's smart. But if you made something that was lighter, why would it have to be so big if it was that powerful? You can condense the power.
Because it has like anti-gravity making it lighter.
But it didn't have to be big. My point. The big is for the visual effect.
I think it could still produce power and it gets an external resistance.
It doesn't have to be that big, though.
But the user doesn't experience the weight of it.
But it doesn't have to be that big.
It might be for it to be that powerful.
It's to be that visually pleasing. I know that as an artist. The contrast between him and the hammer he's wielding is a beautiful contrast, artistically appealing.
Yeah.
I get how it is, but it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
And it's funny. It's now an image.
Oh, he's not dead. Shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's not...
He's looking good. Hurrah.
Yep.
You see it?
Guys, that was a reaction. It's our discussion. I liked it.
I did too.
Yeah, I mean the first two episodes...
Keeps you on the edge of your seat.
The previous two episodes were like some of the best on the series, but this was good, and it absolutely drove the story forward for one thing.
It did.
Yeah.
I think this show is fucking fantastic. I think in terms of characters, story development, character development, it's one of the better shows we've had recently. In terms of intensity.
Yeah, it's truly an incredible production, and it's great that it was a video game too. It's a video game to show or movie adaptation, and it's always nice when they get it right. It doesn't happen very often.
No, I just think it's like I said, it's an intense show.
Yeah.
And we don't have that. Like, we watch the Book of Boba Fett, we watch these other shows, they're not very intense. They're good, and they carry themselves in their own way.
Yeah.
But they're not intense.
Not like this.
This is probably the most intense show we watch right now.
Right now it is, for sure.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the lady from Noxus, or whatever? The badass, is she a queen?
Oh, her mom?
Yeah.
Obviously, she's a fucking hard case, and she likes soft little boys that,
Yeah.
that she can dominate in bed, I guess. I mean, if you're a powerful woman and that's what you want. I'm not a powerful woman, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if that's what you want.
I'm not even a powerful man.
You have a soft young man that you want to take to bed with you. I'm not going to say boys, but you have a soft young man you're going to take to bed with you because you can dominate him and get what you want.
Yeah.
Whatever. She looked powerful. She looked like she knew what the fuck she was doing. She fought some wars. She had some impressive shoulders and biceps.
Yeah.
She looked like she can kick some ass.
Yeah.
So respect to her. I get.
And she has some wisdom, although it's coming from a place of like constant war. But she might be right. Yeah,
Well, she probably is right.
Yeah.
She's right about the synopsis of everything they're going through right now. They let the problems of their Undercity go on too long.
Yeah.
And now it's festered into, it's come to a head, and people have been able to take advantage of it, and it's made, the strong stronger in that scenario.
Yeah.
And in terms of relation, the Undercity probably used to be the rabbits in comparison to, the top side. But now, the rabbits have turned to jackals. To quote a Lamb of God song that I think is fucking great. They've let the rabbits turn into jackals, and now those fucking jackals are out for blood. So you let it fester too long. Victor in the shit with the woman at the end.
Sky. Right?
Probably. But she came in there to stop him, and I thought that was kind of lazy to do that with Victor. I thought Victor can die and not have as much detriment to the story because he's already been there enough. They haven't shown him enough. They definitely shown Sky so little that her death should not have been that important as they made it out to be in this episode.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't emotionally get me as much. I just knew that they had a bond since they were kids.
I get it, but it was weak storytelling for me.
Yeah, I guess I didn't. I thought if he would have died there, it would have been ill-placed.
I don't. I feel like he could have died, and it could have been more of a impact on Jace than her, who has relatively no character compared to them.
I think. I guess I feel like him and Jace had to basically be maybe enemies now, almost, or at least be on opposite sides.
I guess if you have to have that many enemies and that many dynamics in a show, if you need all of that,
it looks like he's just starting to transform.
I would say it's probably being perfected.
Yeah.
It's not like the shit that makes you into a monster anymore. It helps your leg or brings Jinx back, but Jinx is unstable to begin with, so now her eye is kind of like Silco's eye.
Yeah.
And she's becoming more kind of an offspring of Silco.
It's kind of weird. Her eye to be like that.
I get it. I get what they're trying to do with the story.
Yeah.
I thought that just the shit with Victor was, compared to everything else that was happening in the episode, it was just too much. Too much and too little to gain from it. It's like, oh, this happened to Victor too, but I didn't really care about Victor. And I definitely didn't care about this woman. Because
you didn't care about Victor?
Not compared to everyone else. So by comparison, he's kind of like the guy that they could have gone this whole episode without showing you anything that happened with him.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have missed it. I guarantee you wouldn't have missed it. Like, if they didn't show him, you would have been like, where's Victor? You wouldn't have.
Well, I might not have, but that's...
You wouldn't have. I know you wouldn't. Because that's just how... It's just...
Yeah, but that has to do with my personality with the details. Like, in terms of, like...
I wouldn't have either. My point is just that...
With Laura and, like, her mother, I think Victor stuff is more interesting than that.
I don't. I think that's developing on a character that I thought was kind of like a shitty-ass woman that was probably just manipulating Jace.
But I never thought she
sexually.
was just manipulating Jace, though.
Yeah, but you obviously think Victor is a great character. Like, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's just like you... I don't know. Like, I thought it was kind of weak. Sky was a character that was not well developed, and all of a sudden you're supposed to think, well, he's losing Sky. And I know people that are compassionate about this show are going to see that and acknowledge it and know it and want it and have it. And I honestly am glad for you. This is your show. I get it.
Yeah.
For me, though, going into this, I don't think Victor was... I didn't play the games. I don't have a heart for this. So, like, Victor was, like, not well developed enough to deserve that one little millisecond of time at the end to have this woman that was very rarely developed at all in this show to die on him.
Well, just like Vi and Patter's parents. Like, I didn't spend any time with them, but I feel like...
Yeah, but they've been building their circumstances to show that they were so egregiously hurt by that.
Yeah, but in the very first episode, we were there for 2 minutes, and we both, I think, emotionally fell for them. And they died off screen.
We're also parents, though.
Yeah, but that being said, I think, step outside that and empathize if someone dies at...
Yeah, but if I have to routinely do it and do it over and over again, it's going to get old. Yet Vi and Caitlin, they definitely had more of a touching moment with them in the bed.
I felt it there.
Caitlin stroking the face.
Yeah,
I see it. It's plain as day. I know that it's been hinted at strongly in previous episodes that they have a relationship that is blooming.
Yeah.
And you see it. I do acknowledge it.
When the person first said it, I don't agree that they should have said it, that we cut it out on purpose.
No, we didn't.
Because we didn't.
I take it personally. Like, you would say that I cut it out on purpose.
Yeah.
I do, because it's like, motherfucker, I just didn't fucking notice it.
Me either.
At all. It's like, well, you just got the gay stuff. It's like, what gay stuff? What are you talking about?
We're just a bunch of fucking idiots. Like,
yeah, I guess, but the next episode...
That stuff also isn't when it comes to someone's...
Well, I'm looking for a story.
Yeah.
I am not looking for that. I'm not saying, hey, where's the gay stuff?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not on a hunt.
Or where's the representation of that?
Yeah, I don't care. Like,
yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm white and I'm privileged, but I don't have a yacht, so I don't know. I must have missed the boat. The yacht. I must have missed
I guess
the
what
yacht.
I'm saying is, like,
so,
to me, that doesn't
I live
define...
in my grandmother's fucking attic with mice and living in my clothing, so don't tell me I'm fucking privileged. But
yeah, someone's identity to me isn't important. Like, it's not how I define them.
They're definitely laying there in the bed. Caitlin strokes Vi's cheek.
Yeah.
And it was a touching moment.
Do you think it was a little fast for her to say, what about us?
Well, no, because I think that now I can look back. Like, I do know that one person pointed out they felt strongly about it. They said, hey, you cut this out. I just didn't fucking notice it.
Me either.
I wasn't looking for it. I didn't notice it. I didn't have any empathy for it, I guess. So I didn't like see it and say, we should just cut this out because it's like egregious. Like, I don't know.
Of course.
But my point is that it's been building.
Well, that's how great the story is. Is like if you go back and watch it, you can go, I do see that.
Yeah,
and that's what a cool story does. Is when you can go back to the beginning and they give you the breadcrumbs.
I'm okay with it. I think it was meaningful here.
Yeah,
and the fact that she was hurt. The Vi saying, "Hey, you just forget about me."
Yeah,
her mother gave Caitlin her blessing to go out after Vi after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
So her mother's showing herself to be a decent woman.
Yeah.
Caitlin has a decent family.
Yeah.
She goes out after her. She's like, hey, what's going on? We should try something else.
And it's very Vi to, like, with how she grew up to say, hey, I'm no good. I'm leaving, just forget about me. Because people have abandoned her, and she's probably abandoned people, and she's been in jail, and people forgot about her literally for
It's all about cutting the bait, because she knows.
Yeah.
Cut the bait on her.
Yeah.
So,
I thought it was... Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead, everybody.
No, go ahead.
I thought it was interesting, Heimerdinger, like, he just went off in his Jedi cloak, he's rowing in the previous episode, and here he went to try to do whatever he thought he could do to help, but I think he didn't realize how far gone everyone was and how little he could help.
Yeah.
And it was really cute to see him play the little... Every time I see someone playing with, like, little kids and doing, like, magic tricks, or even a Joker, when Arthur is going up to the kid on the bus,
yeah,
it always touches me.
Well, Heimerdinger made the top.
He did that fast.
He did.
Yeah, didn't he?
He's a magician.
He is. So I'm probably wrong, but I'm wondering if because he's older, he helped found Piltover, if he has or knows how to use magic abilities.
I'd say
like a boss
he
too.
Probably does.
And I really
understands there's danger to it.
Yeah, I really have no clue. I'm not spoiled. I'm just guessing.
Okay, with Jinx.
Yeah.
Okay, Jinx is definitely becoming more of a presence than she is a character.
Yeah.
Like with her turning into this half, what do they call it? The shimmer.
Shimmer.
Like getting the shimmer and getting her the Silco eye going on. So she's kind of like an offspring of
I feel
Silco's
sad.
deeds.
I was hoping that she would start to come back around.
Well, I just want to see more of like the human aspects of her confront Vi.
Yeah.
And Vi confront her. But she's going to be so far gone, probably. With Shimmer and
I don't want that to happen to her. Yeah, I feel bad for Vi and for her.
It sucks for both of them. It does.
Because now when I go back and watch them as little kids, I'm going to feel worse.
Well, I agree that, that most of the fandom that has followed this and commented on our videos, they pointed out, they looked at this world is just crushing these people between each other like tectonic fucking plates.
Yeah.
It's just grinding them between each other and is destroying these people's lives. And I agree with them. Still stand by everything I've said, but I agree with them. It's definitely it's enlightening to know that just the circumstances just keep getting worse for a lot of them. I think for Vi, she's on the up and outs in a way if she can at least see it and accept it.
Yeah.
But for most of them, it's still.
I think as like someone is a capitalist who, I normally when people try to blame their life on external circumstances, I always and I try myself to rise above those, but I'm not a dumbass. Like I know for a fact, if you're born into certain places in certain neighborhoods in certain parts of the country, you're much more likely to have these certain outcomes in your life. You're more likely to have a child out of wedlock. You're more likely to get divorced. You're more likely to be in poverty if you're born with certain things.
You're definitely more likely to have a certain outlook.
Yeah, and that being said, I still try to rise above my circumstances. I expect people to. I would never, if I was talking to someone, if I hired someone, I would never want them to blame their inadequacy on that. But if you're smart, then then as a leader or as a friend or a reasonable person, you would know people are born into shitty circumstances and are and you have to play with the cards you're dealt. Mm-hmm. And I think this show just further kind of pounds that into my head. Like, hey, these people are just people like this in the real world, and these people in this show.
I do think, though, that people like Jinx and some people are just so far gone that there's no rewiring them, no matter how much you think that they should. But you should be able to recognize that.
Yeah, in her case particular, like...
Well, she's the extreme case.
She is.
She's, like, in comparison to most of the other characters in this show, like most, like Silco even, like, he's smart, but he's been devoted for so long.
Yeah,
he's lost so much.
Yeah.
That he's kind of...
He's got so much resolve.
He's engaged and is resolved in his cause.
And Jinx, he has to steer her, kind of. But he also, like, and actually I fell for him because he cares for her like a daughter.
He does. You see that in this episode.
I don't think it's like, I need this girl to complete the weapon. Like, I need her because I care about her.
Yeah.
So that was...
He found someone that was kind of like him.
That makes me like him even more.
Well, I like Silco a lot.
Yeah.
I do. I think that he's done some shitty things, but...
You know what I don't like is that shitty guy that was choking in the last episode. Now he's trying to turn the jacked, dark-haired, dark-skinned girl, his, like, lead...
Oh, yeah. The dude with the jaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's...
Fuck that guy.
Dude, he's a... dude, I hate...
And he just feels like a shitty, uppity guy.
He is, and it's...
I like her more than him.
I think she's badass.
Like, she is badass.
Yeah.
She's smoking a cigar.
Well, her arm
mechanical
is
arm,
cool.
bionic,
like I didn't like her. I didn't like her when she's going against Vi. It's because I love Vi, but I like her character quite a bit. This is a show where...
Well, she's showing that she's loyal, but she's definitely tired.
Yeah.
She doesn't like being, like, going through the daily grind.
She was probably loyal to Vander for as long as she could be, you know?
Silco?
No, like Vander, because she was with Vander first, yeah. Yeah, I don't got anything else. This is 8. We only have 1 left. It's very sad.
It's crazy. The show's been... It's definitely been...
lit a fire for our channel a little bit, too.
Well, it has, but it's just... It honestly is a good show. I've watched a lot of things in my life that I could probably take back. I'd rather just sit there in a quiet room and drink and have silence as opposed to watching those things. But this show, I think, is very good. I think it's worth watching again. And there's so many characters and the character development and the story.
No, I agree.
We've been given a great villain.
I like everything we do, like, a lot, but I love this show. And I will say this also about Jace, is when he didn't mean to kill that kid. That was terrible. No. You know. Have you seen American Sniper?
With
Bradley Cooper?
Yeah, no.
There's a moment in there where he has to make a decision about whether to shoot a child that might pick up a weapon or not. And then, you know, I've talked to you about recent things, like video games I've played, the new Call of Duty. It's a terrible thing. Because these kids, you know, their frontal lobe isn't formed. They don't know what the hell's going on. They're just doing what they're told. They're child soldiers.
Child soldiers is actually a serious thing in the world.
Yeah, and most of those kids are just...
Those kids, like, I've read that a lot of them are made to play video games where they're committed, like, doing these games, like, where you're first-person shooters and shit.
Yeah.
To train them.
Yeah.
So it is being used. So you can't just say, well, video games have no attachment to violence.
Yeah.
Because they do. But I'd say it's more to do with parents' absence.
I agree. I love video games, but I'm not going to say they don't have any effect on people. I mean, I know there's studies that show they definitely don't, and there's some studies that show they do. But I think if you're a little kid and you're pumping, like, all this, like, movies and television shows and video games, and it's numbing them to you know,
violence.
In my head, I think that would at least numb them a little bit.
Well, I'm not going to completely justify them or defend them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that,
it's used.
Some African warlords are using them to train some actual kids that are actually killing some people.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that parents, get off your asses and be there for your kids.
Yeah.
I might seem drunk all the time, but...
You're not when they're here.
No, I'm not.
There you go.
So...
You went to Walmart the other day.
I wasn't.
I always feel like there's 2 versions of it I talk to. This version, I enjoy, and I think we get the most out of TV shows.
No,
and then a version I see, like, at Walmart. And then, like, whenever I see that guy again, I'll be talking to that guy. Oh, the last time I talked to you was at Walmart. Isn't that weird? Like, I really feel that.
It is.
I'm talking to this
because
version.
It's true.
Yeah. Anyways, that being said, that was an emotional moment, and this is just a fucking good show. We say it a lot, but it is. I don't got anything else though. That's it.
Thank you all for tuning in. If you like what you saw here, like and subscribe. You're going to find us on Instagram. You're going to find us on Twitter. You're going to find us on YouTube. You can like and subscribe again. I'm just encouraging you. You should just go down there and
He doesn't
find
encourage very often.
I don't.
He discourages.
You know, I do, because I'm going to at the end of this. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. We don't want you. You don't We wouldn't know. It won't matter. You go back to your cubicle.